While I haven't played Shenmue. I had a friend of mine who loved Shenmue. I have played the Yakuza series, which people say it's very similar to.
It's like a spiritual sequel or spiritual successor. Yeah.
And if so,
it's also done by Sega still, isn't it? Yeah, so it's the same company. So
that's why, like a lot of people, it's very similar. If so, I love the Yakuza franchise. So if it's anything like that, I'm down.
Yeah, I want to play Shenmue. As soon as I get a working memory card, I'll get a copy of Shenmue. So it's not a game I want to get while not having a working memory card. Just because I know it's a long game.
So yeah, that was I think that pretty much covers Sony.
That's right? Sony, because that's pretty much the biggest announcement from Sony.
So let's move on to
Square. Let's move on to Nintendo first, because Nintendo came after that.
I think we do Square Enix because it's logical.
Oh yeah, I guess to be fair, yeah, we can talk. It would be faster.
Yeah.
And then to be fair, it kind of goes well off of Sony because a lot of the Sony stuff was talked about, or Square stuff was talked about during Sony.
Yeah.
Mostly just the world of Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII. But like aside from that, we got Just Cause. Was never played a single in the game. I never played a single game in the franchise.
That's what was funny is that I of course since we weren't at E3, I had to stream it.
Yeah, pretty much. Same here.
While I was watching the stream, I also had the chat going on. And
on Twitch?
Yeah, on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
The comments.
Okay, yeah.
And the comments were, I was having more fun with the comments in the presentation, because everyone's like, everyone is expecting that franchise. You know which one I'm talking about. The Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Let's do Kingdom Hearts. And they're like, we have a third entry in a long-standing franchise. Everyone's like, yeah, Just Cause
3.
What the fuck?
Sony, fucking Square was super trolling during that whole thing.
They were like, Just Cause, and it was like, just because no one cares.
Why are we showing this off right now? Just Cause.
Just Cause. Everyone was like,
angry.
Oh, shit. I forgot how many non-RPGs
Square they actually own now,
acquired since then. Because back in the day, that was Square Enix.
Yeah, Square RPGs.
It was the RPG company, and now it's like here's Just Cause, and it was like get to the next
boring.
one.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is there's so many just games I'm just not interested in. It's like whatever. Talk about this boring. Talk about mobile games, boring.
Trailer for everyone. It's like Hitman.
It's like I've never played a single game in that franchise either, so I don't care.
And it's like next one. It's like here's another world premiere trailer. And it's that forgot what it was. Nier. And it was
Nier. I think was my second favorite moment of that whole thing. Just because I've never played the first Nier, or it's a part of the whole series called the Drakengard series. But I never played the original because Drakengard 1, 2, and then Nier, which is like a spin-off game, and there's Drakengard 3, and then this new Nier that's being worked on, which is being worked on by Platinum Games. Which is
that was one of the most lackluster trailers I've seen in a while.
It was just a girl jumping down.
Yeah, and we were like,
I think they even showed like a penny shot for a second.
It was like,
the reason that was my favorite moment is when after they were done, they brought out the guy from Platinum Games who was talking about it. Yeah. And he was fucking...
The Moonface guy?
He was like fucking nightmare fuel. What the fuck was he? I think he was a character from that franchise, but...
I thought he was a character that came out of, Buso Rankin. I thought he was...
The Moonface?
Moon!
Okay, to be fair, Moonface was a crescent moon, so...
I was like, holy shit, this man does exist.
Yeah. I guess it was a character from the franchise, from Nier, but it looks fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
It looks like the moon from Majora's Mask.
I was like...
And like a baby with like a fucking... Like a psychopath.
Here's our president of our company.
Apparently the reason why is because that guy, the head of the Platinum Games, have never shown his face in public ever. So whenever he comes in public, his face is always obscured.
I thought that is his real face, sir.
It's his real face.
He's born with a defect and he's a little bit ashamed of it, alright?
So he had to make a character in the game to look like him.
But, and then, there was another one that they trolled. I believe it was them. It was another game. It was brand new. Or maybe it was the Sony press. But it was the one about, some girl and she's hunting and there's robots, like dinosaurs.
Oh! That was during Sony. I forgot what it was called, though.
Oh, okay.
I totally forgot what it was called. But...
Yeah, people were like, it looks nice.
Oh, apparently, I'm looking at the Nier Wikipedia page. Apparently that horrifying Moonface guy, He's the main character's childhood friend.
Ugh.
He's just a childhood friend. He expected to be like the villain.
No wonder the girl looked so sad. She had fucked up friends.
Apparently his name's Emil.
And then finally, after all that, it's like, here's Mr.
Oh wait, they talk about mobile games too.
Yeah, like
about Hitman Go and Tomb Raider Go.
And then there's like, and then I thought like, here's where they're still clowning, they're still trolling with us.
Yeah, they brought the guy from Kingdom Hearts.
There's like, here's the director of Kingdom Hearts, and we're like,
woo!
Oh, okay.
I love the one guy who's like, I love you.
Yeah, like he starts talking. They do not translate what he's saying.
Yeah, he didn't translate it.
We're trying to listen to key words.
You know, like Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, and everyone's like, oh, it's going down.
Yeah,
and it's like, here is trailer, world premiere trailer, and we're like, and then you hear the guy is like, woo,
I love you.
And it's like
a really drunk guy.
And it is a Kingdom Hearts game.
Unchained.
It's Kingdom Hearts X Unchained or something.
It's called Unchained Key.
And we were like, the fuck?
Apparently this game's been in Japan for like a year or two.
And everyone's like, I remember the chat are like, the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
Someone made that joke that was like, dude, what if this is they canceled 3 and they said this is gonna be your Kingdom Hearts? And for a second there, I could see like the chat saying like, don't you dare say that. Fuck you, don't say that.
Don't you dare.
Don't you jinx us. And like, alright, that passes, and then it's like, blah blah blah. I also work on a Final Fantasy title. Here's that Final Fantasy.
They showed 7 again, I think.
Yeah, they showed World of Final Fantasy.
No, they showed 7. They showed 7 first.
Okay, they showed 7.
They actually, to be fair, they showed World of Final Fantasy after 3.
Okay, so they showed
7.
They showed 7. And
I think it was the exact same trailer.
It is the exact same trailer.
It's not even like it's not even like footage or anything. It's like, oh, here's the exact same trailer I saw yesterday.
And that's why people were like,
it's boring, yeah.
This would have been exciting if we
got it during then, yeah.
Yeah, like for the first time, but it was like, we saw this yesterday.
It should have been at least a different cut or something.
At least a fucking concept poster or something.
Maybe even like a sample fight or something. Like
I would even get like Nomura to even have a little presentation video. Like, thank you.
Hi, I'm Nomura. What's up?
Yeah, thank you for waiting. Here's the fucking trailer. Like a message from Nomura, or something. No,
just buy my game.
Here's the exact same thing we showed you yesterday.
Last time was like, whatever, boring.
He stole our thunder, and it was like, we were like, move on.
Yeah. And then they showed the guys from Walt Disney talking about Kingdom Hearts 3.
And then that's when I knew one of the things that, like, I was paying attention. I'm like scanning the entire surrounding, and I'm like, while they're talking, I'm like, that's Tangled artwork at the
he said that Tangled's going to be a world in there.
And it was like, Tangled.
Yes, that's cool. That is cool.
So, yeah, like, as they're talking, it's like, Tangled's coming.
Yeah, that's cool.
And my thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3. Finally, they show us Kingdom
they finally showed the trailer,
yeah. Looks great.
Yeah, it looks exciting, yeah. I hope for a little bit more, but it looks cool.
Graphic-wise, you
obviously,
can't think about Square Enix graphics. They're always one of the pioneers of best graphics out there.
Yeah, they look super pretty.
From what little we can,
see so far, yeah.
See from there, I'm like, I'm glad that,
I'm
glad that Hercules World will finally be an actual world and not just the Colosseum.
Oh, yeah.
Because that, based on the architecture, I was like, that we're going up a mountain, like Mount
Olympus, yeah.
Mount Olympus, and then we're fighting a rock titan.
Oh, yeah, I was excited to see the rock titan.
Yeah, you're fighting the rock titan as you're climbing up Mount Olympus, so I was like, sweet, we're actually going to Hercules World, not just the fucking Colosseum all the time.
Or the Underworld.
It's like, there's more. There's an actual world. We saw the world of Tangled. And
you get to summon teacups.
Yeah, like the rides.
That looks cool. That looks super cool.
The train, the teacups, the boat.
The boat, yeah.
I was
that looks so, and like his crazy like Keyblade transformations.
All right.
Where his Keyblade turned to like dual guns and then like a shotgun kind of thing, and like
I would have liked maybe
laser beam cannon.
Maybe 1 or 2 characters from Disney,
Yeah. Again, they don't want to show too much yet. I feel like.
Yeah.
They're trying to be like. I feel like this game still has quite a ways to go.
Right.
Even 2016 feels like it's too early for that game.
But from what we know,
like maybe late 2016, I feel like is the earliest.
Tangled is a world.
Yeah, Tangled's a world.
Hercules is going to be a world.
Yeah, actual Olympus.
I am pretty sure I can bet dollars that Frozen.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously it's Frozen.
Because Frozen was like the number
one biggest movie ever,
movie in Japan last year.
Even in Japan?
Even in Japan.
I was like, America, I expected, but not even.
The number one animated movie in Japan was Frozen.
Yeah, so they're definitely gonna have Frozen.
Beating Studio Ghibli's movie.
Crazy.
And like,
insane.
A lot of people took offense, but apparently, like, there was some sort of anime kind of animation award show in Japan, and Frozen was nominated.
Yeah.
And people were like, "What the fuck?" It was like, yeah, because it's animation that airs in Japan, you know, kind of like the Oscars, you know. You don't discriminate, because so long as it airs in the country, in the theaters, it counts.
Yeah, basically.
So, and Frozen did get nominated.
Man, those people really should just let it go.
Yeah. So
also, I think they're teasing Toy Story for a while.
Well, we know, what was it for? I think part 2. There are
models of Buzz and Woody in the game.
Yeah, there were going to be summons.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Toy Story is kind of in there as well.
Toy Story, I would think Wreck-It Ralph would be great.
That'd be like meta. Okay. That's super meta though.
Yeah.
You're playing a video game world about a video game world about a movie about a video game?
I'm really hoping for Oswald.
I don't know. That I feel like may be a bit too obscure.
Put Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Like he might be in the game somewhere. But
you know, put him in like
a summon or something. Maybe.
Like just if you bring back the Timeless River, you know, put him in there.
Also one of the summons was Pegasus.
Because here's the thing about Oswald, he's uber popular in Japan more than America.
That's strange, actually.
Yeah, like when they acquired back the rights for Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, the first place to have Oswald, you know, a meet and greet with Oswald was Tokyo Disneyland before we even got him here.
That makes sense. I can see that.
And they released a lot more Oswald merchandise in Japan. He's more beloved in Japan than America. I mean, Oswald does have merch here. I mean, I bought his T-shirt and the Oswald ears when I went to the California adventure.
Yeah, I've seen stuff in even Disney stores. I've seen stuff like that too. So.
But yeah, Oswald is more popular in Japan, and who is making this but Japanese developers?
Yeah. Even like an epic Mickey world. Would that even?
No, I would just say make Oswald just do Timeless River. You know,
and you just appear in it, yeah.
And make Oswald appear in there.
Yeah. Yeah, because they've done other worlds from other games before, so it wouldn't be too weird. So yeah, I guess that was pretty cool. And then, I think overall the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was really cool. I went on my Facebook just after the E3 trailer was over, after the conference was over, and people were going like, Square Enix won! Square Enix won! I'm like, really? Square Enix won?
I mean, that outside of what?
Because Kingdom Hearts 3. They said because of
Kingdom Hearts 3. I was like, we kind of knew it was coming, and while it was a very nice looking trailer, it wasn't blowing me away.
Yeah, it was cool. It was definitely a cool trailer.
If
any, but it wasn't like, oh my goodness, it's the best trailer ever.
Like we said, the biggest surprise was Shenmue 3.
Yeah. Or even just confirmation of Last Guardian.
You know, Nintendo had a big surprise.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I think we're done with. Are we done with Square Enix?
Yeah, we're pretty much done with Square
Enix. They talked about Deus Ex. People got upset. Next. Okay. Because what was the thing they got upset about? They said they're talking about human divided or mankind divided.
Right.
They said they used a term that apparently was racist, but it wasn't actually racist. I don't know. I don't remember that. People were upset about Deus Ex. They said oh, I don't want to buy this game because they're racists, and apparently they said a term that was racist. That I didn't even catch. I don't know. I don't particularly care about that. Next, let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo's conference was the most fun of all the conferences.
That's why I said it that I think Nintendo won E3, and I know people are like, oh,
yeah, people hated Nintendo's E3.
It's because you're a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, you're a fanboy.
Yeah, it's look, I call it like it is. Yeah. Nintendo had the best presentation all around.
Because all the other presentations boring. Ooh, cool trailer. Boring, whatever. Skip this part. Oh, wait! Go back to Square Enix for a second. There's one thing they announced that was cool. Star Ocean 5. Which was integrity and faithlessness. which I've never played a Star Ocean game before. I have my best friend's in love with the Star Ocean franchise, and I'm actually kind of interested in it. It has like a 6-player battle system. It looks really cool. All the players kind of follow you around on the field. Apparently all the battles are completely seamless. There's no like, it's like 15 where it's like just, they appear, you fight them, they go away kind of thing. It looks cool. I don't know. Have you played Star Ocean before?
No, not really.
Apparently 1's okay, 2's apparently amazing, 3's really good, 4's okay, and this one's supposed to be fucking amazing by the looks of it. But aside from that, like, again, that looked cool. Again, I never played the franchise before, so I have nothing to compare it to. But based off this trailer alone, it looks like something I'd be wanting to get. Okay, so back to Nintendo. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, the Nintendo's conference overall was more fun.
Like, first off, you start off Sunday with the World Championship.
Yeah, that was even before E3, and they announced Earthbound Beginnings, which is a fucking port of Mother 1, which is kind of insane, just to come out of nowhere like that.
Yeah, see, that was, I would say, the other big surprise that I got.
Yeah.
Was Earthbound Beginnings, because it's Mother Zero,
yeah.
which I bought, by the way.
Yeah, I did buy it. I decided to buy it. My friend already bought it.
I already bought it. Like, I was like, sweet. And I know some people were complaining.
That's not Earthbound 3.
It's not Earthbound 3. It's not Mother 3, you know.
This is a sign that they're working on it, though.
Yeah, I was like, and that's why I bought Zero. Because
to support it, yeah.
I don't really like 1. I love Earthbound 2. Well, yeah. Mother 2.
Mother 2. Earthbound, yeah.
And I did play some of Mother 3, and I enjoyed it more than the first one.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The fact was, I didn't think we were even going to get any more.
Yeah, I was going to buy a principal, yeah. Was the fact that they care and they're going to take time to like get these old games that never came to America and bring them to America. Which again, like another popular franchise right now is Fire Emblem, and like half of the Fire Emblem franchise never came to America. Like everything before like 7 just never came to America. Well, there was a remake of 1, but that was kind of stupid. But like it shows that it shows that Nintendo is slowly starting to like get these franchises that people care about, and that only came out in Japan, just bring them over. So it's just cool to support that because they're cool games. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay.
So,
you got lost for a second.
Like I said, here's the fact that I didn't think Earthbound Zero Origins was gonna happen.
Or Beginnings
was ever gonna happen. It's like, this just shows more cloud that, like, if this one sells so much,
they're gonna bring Mother 3, yeah.
We will consider bringing Mother 3 and that's why I bought it right away, because it's gonna show a push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, according to what I heard, that like Nintendo essentially already has like the scripting done for Mother 3.
Right.
Yeah, and they're basically just waiting for like the right time to distribute it.
Well, it's like, I remember there was a company out there that when they put Earthbound on the Wii, the Wii U and the Wii, I believe, there was a company that did the fan translation to Mother 3.
Yeah.
And said and told Nintendo, it's like, we'll give you our full translation script for free, you know. And then like one of the translators who actually worked on that company, like for the fan translation, who apparently is a legit translator, like his job is translating video games for other companies, said that like he will work pro bono
for Nintendo,
for Nintendo, proof checking and redoing like that translation to make it more accurate if they want. You know, that's how much he loved Mother 3.
Yeah, it has a very dedicated fan base.
So it's like, Nintendo, all you have to do is just bring that
just game. Do it, yeah.
You know,
just listen to Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
So
make your dreams come true.
If people are complaining about like, oh, it's not Mother 3, it could be.
Yeah, this is a sign that it's in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more. It's like back in the day. Think about it.
It's like Mother 3, whatever. I guess maybe.
Look at it. Back in the day, we only had one Mother game.
Yeah, Earthbound. Yeah.
Now there's two
out of 3. Yeah.
Out of 3. No more are we more closer to the final Earthbound than today.
Yeah.
You know. So
definitely, yeah.
But yeah, they announced.
Yeah, that wasn't even the conference. That was just beforehand.
Which is already a great way to start it. The Nintendo World Championship gets presented on Sunday.
Yeah.
Great way to kick off, I think.
Yeah.
Because to me, E3 started with that, and that technically wasn't even E3 yet.
Yeah, but let's go back to the conference stuff because we're talking about more about their conferences. So.
Yeah, but I just want to say that's already
cool.
A great way to
get people excited. Yeah.
To get people excited. So Nintendo started off already getting
people are immediately like, huh? It's like what they did with Fallout 4. Like they showed the trailer like a few days before E3.
Right.
So people are like, Fallout 4 trailer? Okay, I'm interested. Show me more at E3. And E3, that's exactly what they did. They showed more stuff. It's like, okay, I'm cool.
It's almost like with the Cons, the opening ceremony.
Yeah, the opening ceremony. Yeah.
That to me, the Nintendo World Championship was the opening ceremony to E3.
That sounds about right.
And I was like, game on! This is a great way to start this to kick off a video game week. You know.
And also during the conference, they showed off more Mario Maker footage, which is cool.
Yep. And
they showed off Blast Ball.
Blast Ball, which
we'll talk more about that as we get deeper into the press conference itself.
Yeah. So
back to the press conference. There were Muppets in it.
We start the Nintendo conference, and it's like, we start with Muppets.
Which last year was Robot Chicken, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year was the Robot Chicken one. Okay, so again, they're doing this weird thing of like having like guest people like help animate it basically, or help basically make it.
Who does not like Muppets?
Yeah, it's hard to hate Muppets, really.
If you don't like Muppets, sir, you have no soul.
You hear? Speaking of Muppets, you hear about the series they're gonna do, the Muppets?
Yeah,
it looks cool.
I will so watch that.
I will so watch it as well. But yeah, so they showed. But yeah, at the beginning of that this really bizarre thing of Shigeru Miyamoto and Iwata and Reggie transforming into the Star Fox crew, which that was weird. Like the Muppet part was fun, but just that part towards the end where they're just transforming into Star Fox characters, that was really weird. Especially hearing Iwata say, "Do a barrel roll." Do a barrel roll, Fox. Yeah, Fox, do a barrel roll. It's weird hearing Reggie do it after Iwata does it. It's like, do a barrel roll, Fox. Yeah, Fox, do a barrel roll. It's like, barrel roll? I got better than that. And they show off Star Fox Zero. Which I'm excited for Star Fox Zero. I don't know about
you. Are you a big Star Fox fan?
I wouldn't say a big Star Fox fan, but I am a Star Fox fan. I have not played the original. I played 64, and I like 64. I have 64 on the 3DS as well. I love Assault. People didn't care about Assault, but I absolutely loved Assault. Dinosaur Planet was kind of eh. So, like, for the most part, like, the franchise overall is kind of hit and miss, but there's a lot of games in the franchise I really love. Like, I love 64 and I love Assault, so there's a lot of Star Fox games I do really enjoy. So I'm really excited for Zero. I'm very excited for Zero. Well, especially because you got the little ducky, you get the little R-Wing walker.
You know, while I'm not a big Star Fox fan, and see, so that shows you people I'm not a big Nintendo fan.
Fanboy.
Like, I'm not a big Star Fox fan, but you know what? I have a friend of mine, once again, I have friends who are Star Fox fans, and I told him that, and he was like, cool. That's like the one franchise he likes of Nintendo, you know?
Yeah, yeah it definitely looks really cool. Again, I'm not fanboy to Star Fox, because the last few Star Fox games was kind of like, yeah, it's a remake, and yeah, it's whatever. But this one's like, ooh, this is like the first time for a long time I've been genuinely interested in a Star Fox game.
You know, people are like, oh, isn't it just Star Fox 64, right?
No.
Or
it's completely different. It's like all sorts of weird, cool things you can do.
No, well, like, they said Star Fox Zero is almost, it's a reimagining.
Of 64?
I think it was of Star Fox 64. Yeah. They said it's a reimagining.
Which, to be fair, 64 was a reimagining of the first one.
Yeah, and they said
Star Fox is weird.
It's a reimagining of one of the first Star Fox games, but with new events and new scenarios that didn't happen before with new technology. Yeah. So that's why it's almost it's like the new Star Trek movie, you know? It's like, it is Star Trek, but told through the eyes of J.J. Abrams, you know? It's like, here's Star Fox told through a new perspective. That's why it's Star Fox Zero, not just Star Fox 1 or anything like that. It's
also, according to Miyamoto, it looks cool.
Yeah.
The kanji looks cool. There you go, that's the reason why it looks cool. And then I think what else they talked about, like, To be fair, a lot of the stuff they kind of already talked, like, a big chunk of the event was dedicated to Mario Maker. Now it's called Super Mario Maker, which is really cool. But, like, again, we knew about that before. They showed the new Zelda game, which is the Triforce Heroes.
Yeah, new Zelda game, but not the new Zelda game.
Not Wii U, but Zelda 3DS.
But I'm going to let that go because they gave us an explanation months
yeah,
prior.
They did, yeah.
And it's
also, apparently a bunch of people were upset about no Zelda Wii U, so apparently they interviewed Reggie afterwards, and he mentioned that he wanted to focus this Nintendo Direct to games that are coming out this year or early next year.
Yeah.
And since that game is not coming out this year or early next year, they didn't want to focus on it.
I mean, what's he gonna say? It's like, oh, Zelda Wii U still happening.
Yeah.
What that's all he can say, you know? It's like, relax, people.
Yeah.
They told us, like, months ago, I think it was in February or something, when they made the announcement at Nintendo Direct that it was like, Zelda for Wii U will be delayed.
Yeah.
But they say it's being delayed because they're making it better. They're adding more stuff to it. So I was like,
more time That's a good reason. Yeah.
Logical excuse.
Yes, go for it. That's a good thing. It's better to wait and add more. It's better to wait more and add more things than to push out really early and get like a really shitty game.
And a really buggy kind of product.
Look at Sonic Boom.
Look at
Assassin's Creed Unity. There you go. Those games were like, oh, we need to get this out by November just because we have to sell it for Christmas. And it's like, they did that, and it's...
Don't get angry when things get delayed or pushed back for
good reasons, yeah.
Remember that, Splatoon fans.
There you go, yeah, for Splatfest, yeah.
But, like I said, Paper Mario.
Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
Yeah.
Because it's basically, it's a Mario and Luigi game with Paper Mario inserted into it.
Yeah.
Which looks really cool.
It's the crossover one, you know?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Triforce Heroes was really cool because basically it's 3 swords. This is a 4 swords game, but this is 3 swords. And it's basically like you can do those weird costume things, which is kind of fun. You can have Link wear Zelda's dress.
I don't remember. Did they show Hyrule Warriors for the 3DS?
Yes, Hyrule Warriors Legends, yeah. Which they showed basically the same game ported with a few differences with new characters as well. Mm-hmm. And then 2 new characters they showed was Tetra and King of Red Lions, which is really cool.
And there's rumors of a female Link.
Female Link, yes, I do. I've seen the rumor about the mystery crossbow at the end.
Yeah.
Also, they didn't specifically say it during the E3 trailer, but apparently when you get this game, you can use those characters in the Wii U version. So any new characters added to the 3DS version will be able to be added to the Wii U version. Also, this game will have all the DLC characters on it. So basically, Tingle, like Twilight Midna, Young Link, those will all be on there. Which is really cool, because Tingle's on the box art, so there you go. That's really cool.
The Animal Crossing...
Oh, yeah, they talked about the Happy Home Designer, which people knew about already. It's the Amiibo card thing you scan on the 3DS. And they did the Amiibo Festival, which people were pissed about. Like, people were, like, legit angry about that game. I was the one going there going, ooh, this looks really cool. Mostly because of this. Because, I don't know if you played New Leaf on the 3DS.
No.
Okay, but they came out that, like, a few years ago. And the New Leaf on the 3DS is a really good game. Honestly, since they started making portable, like, Animal Crossing games, right. I've always preferred portable Animal Crossing games compared to, like, console Animal Crossing games. Because there was the first Animal Crossing, which was fun because it was a brand new concept. Where it's like, or to Americans, it was a brand new concept. In Japan, they had it on the 64. But in America, it was a brand new concept where it's like, hey, look, it's basically The Sims, but you're, like, this little guy and you can do whatever. And it's like, that's cool, it's really fun. And then the Wild World, which is the DS one, was cool because it's the same thing, but you can bring it anywhere you go. That's a good game portable. You're like, whatever, I'll check my town, pull a few weeds, do a few things while I'm out. That's cool. And they made City Folk for the Wii U, which City Folk was a good game. I didn't particularly play it all that much. Just because, like, again, you'd have to go on, sit on your Wii and play this game. It's like, whatever. But then they made the 3DS version, which is amazing. Like, it's basically the best of all the games kind of put into one, but with lots of new stuff. And it's really good. And it's like, I personally don't want a console Animal Crossing game. Like, they're doing something different with the Animal Crossing franchise. Which, to be fair, it's nice. Like, I don't want the franchise to be the exact same game over and over and over again, which is, oh, here's the same game, but with, like, I don't know, you can go in outer space now. That's interesting. It's basically the same game still, so it's like, I don't know. So I'm happy that they're doing something new with it. And according to what I heard, the core game is free. But you have to buy the amiibos for it. Like the Animal Crossing amiibo, like Isabelle and Tom Nook and all that. So like, and KK Slider.
Was this the board game? Or
yeah, the board game, the Amiibo Festival, yeah. And apparently, according to another interview after E3, that's only one mode in the game. There's apparently multiple modes. That's just one of the modes. Is that Game of Life kind of game.
To me, this just looked kind of like,
Mario Party.
Not so much Mario Party,
well, because it's a video game, that's why I thought Mario Party.
But because there's another game called Fortune Street.
Fortune Street, yeah.
And I was like, this kind of reminds me of like Animal Crossing Fortune Street, which I love Fortune Street.
Yeah, so that's worse. Again, this is good because like everyone's comparing it to basically, oh, it's Mario Party for Animal Crossing characters with amiibos. Which, to be fair, the last Mario Party game was kind of boring. Right. So, like, this looks a lot more interesting than the last Mario Party game was. So, I'm like, I'm genuinely excited for this.
I normally like Mario Party, but I stopped buying them because don't have enough people to play.
Yeah. And even when I do, like, I just play the old ones. Because the old ones are a lot more fun.
That's the thing. Like, I used to play Mario Party when I was, like, I had people, like, tons of people to play with.
Yeah, like, back in, like, you know, like high school, middle school kind of thing.
You don't want to really play party games by yourself, because then you're like, I'm competing against the computer, yay!
I'm gonna win! Yay!
Shake my Wii remote faster than the computer.
Open the soda.
Yeah. It's like,
but yeah, so it looks fun, because now that I know people who are gonna buy, like, I have friends who have that, you know how, like, when New Leaf came out, everyone kind of became obsessed with Isabelle?
Right.
I have multiple friends who are that person, the one who got obsessed with Isabelle right away. I don't know if it's a furry thing or whatnot, but they just got obsessed with Isabelle. So, like, I know people who are going to buy the Isabelle one. And knowing that, I'm probably going to get KK Slider, just because I like KK Slider. And it's cool to have, like, a little figure of him, even if I don't play the game very often. Like, it looks cool. Also, here's a question I immediately have after watching that trailer. Would the Villager amiibo from Smash Brothers work as well? Because it's an Animal Crossing character. And they showed how, like, you know, like the Rosalina and the Donkey Kong and the Wario for the Smash Bros. Worked in Mario Party. Even though there wasn't, like, a special Super Mario Bros. Series one. So I'm wondering if the Villager amiibo, the already existing Villager amiibo, will work for that still. If it does work for it, I'm probably going to get that game immediately just because I already have a figure that would work. If not, I might wait a while. I feel like those aren't going to be super rare. Like, just like the Mario Bros. Ones, like, they're not going to be super rare, I feel like. Like, when for the first month or so, they're going to be kind of hard to get. But I think it comes out in, does it have a date yet? The Amiibo Festival? I don't think it does. But if it does have a date, I think it's like September or October. So, like, it has a ways to come out, so. I wouldn't be angry if, like, I have to wait a few months to get it. Like, I'll get it eventually. But that's kind of neat. And then, let's talk about Metroid.
You mean Blast Ball?
No, Metroid Prime Federation Force. The one that everybody loves. And by loves, I mean hates. Because, like, again, when I first saw it, I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm looking at, because they didn't show the name till, like, halfway through. So I'm like, this looks interesting. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it looks interesting. And it said Metroid Prime Federation Force, and it showed Metroid Prime Blast Ball as a part of that. So I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. I'm not angry. I'm like, again, I'm not the most hardcore of Metroid fans. Like, there are Metroid games I like. Like, I love Metroid Fusion. I love, like, Super Metroid. Well, as much as I played of it. I haven't played very far of it, but what I've played of it, I've really liked. But again, most other games kind of like, they exist, whatever. Like, I don't hate it, I don't love it. It's kind of similar to Star Fox. So it's like, it looks interesting. It doesn't look bad. It's not like I'm going to buy it, like, first day, but it looks interesting.
It's like, wow, it's a new Metroid for people that hate outside of RM, right?
Yeah. Oh, and also, to be fair, like, again, just like with the Animal Crossing one, they're trying something kind of different. Because you're playing a Metroid game where you're not exactly Samus, but you're just in the world of Metroid. Which is interesting.
I mean, why do we want to, like, we complain that, we want new things, and honestly, one of the only companies that is
making new things
and trying new things is Nintendo, and...
Yeah, and everyone hates them for it.
Yeah, it's like, what?
How dare you give us new things? Why don't you give us exactly the same thing as we wanted?
But then you complain when we give you the exact same thing.
Yeah, like, you already have that game. Like, if you want to play Super Metroid, go play Super Metroid. You have it.
You have, like, a whole Prime trilogy, damn it.
Yeah, I got it when it was, like, I think, like, $5. It was really cool. So, and again, like, when it, after, like, I think hours after that, the conference was over, there was already a petition to get it canceled. And I think it has 10,000 signatures. And that was only like a week ago. Actually, I'm going to check. Metroid.
Dude, you haven't even played it yet.
You saw like a minute and a half trailer. And yeah, when you Google Metroid Prime Federation Force, that's like the second thing you find.
It's like me starting a petition right now and saying like, Final Fantasy VII Remake is complete.
Terrible, yeah.
Compared to the original. I hate the mechanics and the gameplay, and they changed everything. And it's like, have you played it? No, but I can assume.
I want to assume that they changed everything.
I assume they're going to fuck it up. So
it has 19,400 signatures. 19,000. And this is only like barely even a week ago. It was like last Tuesday. So yeah, like, people hate this game so fervently, and like, they know nothing about it so far. All they know, it's a 4-player game, and you just play as, like, members of the Federation Force. That's it. Like, you don't know if it's even that bad. Have you played the game? No. Like, again, if it's, like, further down the line and more stuff has come out about it, there it is. But aside from that, it's like, no. Okay, to be fair, though, when Other M was in production, people were super excited for that game. But when it came out, everyone hated it. I feel like this might be the opposite.
Well, I remember...
Like, everyone's going to hate it, but when it comes out, people are going to like it.
I remember the same thing with Metroid Prime.
Yeah, people hated Metroid Prime when it was first announced.
And now people...
It's like, why the fuck is that first-person shooter? This is stupid.
And now everyone's like, oh my god, Metroid Prime is such a good trilogy.
Yeah, people act like it's like the best thing to happen to Nintendo ever.
I don't know. Like, I think it's just the Metroid fans.
Yeah.
They're always... I was like, this is not the worst thing to ever happen with Metroid. Have we forgotten Metroid
Other M. What's that?
Have we forgotten about Metroid Pinball?
Oh yeah, Metroid Pinball was a thing.
I mean, kid, so relax when you're like, this is the worst thing to happen to Metroid. I was like, pinball, people.
Chill out, yeah. But yeah, so it's called. I'm trying to think what else to talk about. They talk about Woolly World, which again, we knew about before.
Which, look, they tried something new with Yoshi, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And some people already are hating it, too.
What, Woolly World?
Yeah, they're like,
I love Woolly World. It looks awesome right now.
It's like it's Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, I loved Kirby's Epic Yarn. That was a great game.
People are like, "What's up with Yoshi? Why is he wool?" It's like,
did you not see the title of the game?
Did you not? What do you think Woolly World was?
I thought there was a friend named Wooly.
I thought he was trapped in the world of Woolly.
Yeah, there's a guy named Wooly. He's like, "What's up? I'm Wooly."
Isn't he the sheriff from Toy Story? That's Woody!
Woody World.
What, you think fucking Cowboy Woody's gonna be writing on Yoshi? Fucking Tom Hanks comes in, he's like, "Row, Yoshi."
I'm just imagining Tom Hanks. Not Woody, but Tom Hanks writing on the Yoshi. That's amazing.
Make that happen.
To be fair, though, they have those fucking plushie amiibos. Which are actually amiibos, but in plush form.
Now I'm thinking...
Those are going to make buttloads of money.
This is what happens when you get me thinking. Now I'm thinking we got to remake a live-action Mario.
I'm scared.
Luigi will be played by Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Jack Black is Mario.
Jack Black?
I know. Jack Black is Mario. Tom Hanks is Luigi.
I'll save you, princess!
I don't know. Jennifer Lawrence is Princess Peach. I don't know. Make it happen.
Fucking... what's his name? Bryan Cranston can be Bowser.
My princess!
Toad can be played by Jim Carrey.
Toad?
Toad can be played by Jim Carrey.
I was just gonna get like Mini-Me to be Toad or something.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, a bunch of Mini-Me clones. There you go.
Little midget running around like, where?
Oh, speaking of amiibos, really quick, the Skylanders thing.
Oh, yeah?
That, again, people are angry about, but it's something that's very different.
I'm like, cross-promotion.
Yeah, that's, first of all, like, when the amiibo first came out, this was the last thing I was expecting to happen. Like, I figured the amiibo was, direct competitors to Skylanders and Disney Infinity, so I never expected a Skylander and an amiibo to be in the same thing.
Well,
but, again, to be fair, I'm probably not going to get the fucking, what's it, Supercharged, whatever the fuck the Skylander game's called. I don't really care about the game, but the fact that it's a Skylander, but you can switch between the two, like, there's a button on the bottom.
It's an amiibo.
Flip it, it's an amiibo and a Skylander figure.
I'm like,
that's a cool idea.
Here's the thing.
I'm wondering how it's going to be implemented in Nintendo games, though.
People have been shitting on Skylander series for years, but guess what?
It makes a lot of money.
It makes so much money.
So much. That's why Disney got into it. And now why Nintendo got into it.
Yeah, it's like...
And kind of what Lego's doing now, too.
And Skylanders don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're just rolling in bank.
They're drying their tears with
$1. You hate us, boo-hoo. Let me cash my checks now.
Please blow my nose because I'm crying so much about how much you hate by blowing my nose on this $1 million bill.
I'm sorry, I don't have a tissue to blow my nose, so I'm going to blow my nose on a few hundreds. There you go.
Dude, like I remember I saw somewhere in a report that it was like one of the biggest multi-million-dollar video game franchises in like the last recent years it's not Call of Duty, it's not Halo, it was Skylanders.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Because it's like you buy the game and you get the
toys
and all those toys, and that generates more and more revenue.
Because you're going to have little kids like, I want that toy, and I want that toy, and I want that toy.
Where I'm like, I'm surprised we haven't rolled out any Pokemon amiibos.
I'm expecting that to come at some point.
Like the next Pokemon game.
Have amiibos, yeah.
Amiibo the fuck out of all 150.
Yeah, so far all we have is just, the ones that were in Smash Brothers. Apparently there's somebody data mined some, like, games. Apparently there are going to be amiibos for Pokemon, but they're going to be in card form.
See, like...
It's not been confirmed yet, but...
If you get... I was like, that's the bank that's going to come out, man.
Yeah.
Whenever they release the next Pokemon
game, yeah.
They're going to put amiibos for every 200 or 100 or whatever more new Pokemon. It's going to make fucking... And then they're going to need to make amiibos for the 600 other Pokemons before that.
Also, okay, here, you know what would be even more insane? Like, you know how have you bought any amiibos?
No, I'm not big into the amiibo craze. I refuse.
I'm buying because I love having Fire Emblem figures.
Because
I love Fire Emblem, so I love
it's going to be like crack cocaine, you get one amiibo and then you get hooked, and then it's like...
Well, I'm literally just buying the characters I like. Like, if there's a character I like, I'm like, okay, that's cool, I'll get that character. I'm not like trying to flip them all or anything.
No, I'm not gonna be that guy.
To be fair, I was like, was it during May 29th, the day when Splatoon came out? Mm-hmm. That was also the day when the Waveform amiibos came out. So I was outside of like a Toys R Us at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get a Lucina and a Robin and a Greninja and a Charizard. So I got those though, which I just like the characters. Like, I'm getting the characters I like. Like, the character I like in Smash Bros. Like, oh, I'll get that character. Because again, Fire Emblem merchandise is almost impossible to get nowadays, or at all. So I just like having Fire Emblem characters. That's cool. But like, but you've seen like the boxes for amiibos, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, the see-through thing, you see the amiibo in there, it's like that. What if they did like a thing for Pokemon where the box was covered, like it wasn't plastic like that, it was like covered, sealed, like not see-through plastic? And so like, this one contains like Charmander, this one contains Charizard or whatever. And what if there was a chance that they had shiny ones?
Oh, that's gonna make more bank.
Like shiny, like every like few boxes, one of them will be like a shiny figure. That's gonna fucking, oh my goodness. If Nintendo wants money, like really badly, just do that. Again, I feel like Nintendo's doing pretty well financially, because the second they're not doing good financially, they're gonna pull that out.
Like the closest
like Final Fantasy VII.
The closest thing I got to on Amiibo.
Oh, you're on my screen. Oh, Tony Daytona! Which I have recently, this is separate, not related to E3, but I've been like cramming One Piece recently because I'm super far behind.
Well, this is the closest thing I got to what kind of is like an Amiibo, which is...
He's basically the same size, yeah.
He's basically like, people would be like, is that an Amiibo Chopper? It's like, no, it's just a Chopper figure. It just is Amiibo size, though. Cool. It's like, papa, put a little Oh, thing in there.
Well, do you see that One Piece game in Japan that has compatible things for amiibos?
Is there?
There's a One Piece game that only came out in Japan. It's for the 3DS. That certain amiibos, when you scan them, certain members of the Straw Hat crew will get costumes.
Huh.
Like Luffy gets a Mario and Luigi one. Zoro gets Link. Nami gets Wii Fit Trainer. I don't think they're gonna see that on the recording though. So
I know.
There you go. Oh, you're wearing your Oswald shirt. There you go. I think Usopp is... What the fuck is Usopp? He's somebody weird. I forgot what Usopp is.
He's Luigi.
He's the one character that's not in the game. One Piece Amiibo. I put like 3 eyes in Amiibo. That's not how you spell Amiibo. Yoshi. Usopp is Yoshi.
Really? I would think Chopper would be a Yoshi.
Usopp is basically in a big Yoshi costume. Sanji is Star Fox, or Fox, whatever. Tony Chopper is Kirby. Basically, his hat is a Kirby hat. Robin is Samus. Regular Samus, not Yoshi Samus. Frankie is Donkey Kong.
Makes sense.
Which is post time skip, so he's got like the giant arms. And Brooke is Marth. And they look really funny. I might put like a quick image while I'm editing just to show you guys, but it looks super funny.
Oh, I'm seeing it.
It's Google One Piece Amiibo, you'll find it.
Yeah.
They look so weird. Some of them look cool though. I'm thinking Nami is a Wii Fit Trainer. I'll be honest. Like fucking, I love how fucking Luffy has like the fake ass nose and mustache.
So Luffy's both Mario and Luigi?
Yeah, he gets a Mario costume and a Luigi costume. Also, when you do Zoro, his third sword is the Master Sword.
I would be like, dude, that's a lost opportunity for Ace.
Yeah, there you go. Because they've been a brother, yeah. Yeah, the sword that basically Zoro holds his mouth is a Master Sword. So Zoro's putting that Master Sword in his mouth. It's like, Zoro, that's not where a sword goes. Anyway, back to Nintendo's conference. This is what we're talking the most about.
Well, we're almost done.
Yeah, they showed Xenoblade Chronicles X, which we've seen like a million trailers for already.
We finally got a release
date December 4th, which is cool.
Which is good. And it wasn't at that conference, but it was later at the Treehouse thing. We saw the English voices.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear them?
Wait, which one? For Xenoblade? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of that. Yeah.
Like we finally got to hear some voices, some English voices. It sounded good. Mm-hmm. The mouth flaps were not, they weren't matching, but that's because they said this is very, very early on.
Yeah.
So it's more just there for presentation.
Yeah.
That's why the mouth flaps weren't really matching. But voice-wise, I thought all the voices match, personality-wise, to the characters that they were portraying. I was like, you know what? This sounds good.
Also, the new Fire Emblem game finally has a name. It's Fire Emblem Fates.
It's no longer the
latest game in the Fire Emblem series.
It's no longer Fire Emblem If.
Yeah, in Japan it's called If. In America, they so far just been calling it the latest game in the Fire Emblem series. And we basically got the same trailer, but we have an American name and we have English voices now.
I remember someone asked me once, it was like, oh, they're making a new Fire Emblem game? I was like, yeah, Fire Emblem If. And it's like, and he laughed, and he was like, no, are they making a new Fire Emblem game? And I kept saying, Fire Emblem.
The name, Fire Emblem If, yeah.
And they're like, he's laughing, and he's like, are they making one or not? And I was like, Fire Emblem If, motherfucker! Like, what? And I had to Google it and show it to him, and he was like, holy shit, that's a real fucking title. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm not fucking have Tourette's or something.
Fire Emblem If. Also, they showed more footage of the new fucking Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, and that's a game that when it first showed a trailer, I'm like, oh my goodness, this game's finally coming out, or finally actually happening. That's cool. And the more I see it, the less I'm excited about it, because it looks, I don't know, it just looks dumb. I'll be honest, Fire Emblem, Federation Force, I don't have a problem with so far. The Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, I don't have a problem with so far. The new Super Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, I have a problem with so far. Because it looks too like Animu. You know what I'm talking about? It was like generic anime. Like, I'm at school, I'm wearing different costumes. Also, They literally had to tell us who the Fire Emblem characters were. Because if they didn't, we wouldn't have any idea. Because they showed that one character was like, that's Chrom. Like, that's Chrom? Excuse me, that's not fucking Chrom. Like the fucking weird girl in the pink bondage costume and the Pegasus is Kaida. Like, that's not fucking Kaida. I remember her wearing pink bondage in the original game.
They redesigned these characters.
But they look stupid, though. Like, Kain was, like, wearing, like, a red devil costume. But, like, excuse me, why do you have a devil horns? That looks stupid. There's only one that actually looks similar to their original design, that's Tiki. That's the only one that actually kind of looks like their original design. Everybody else just looks stupid.
I don't know, I've heard some people who like Chrom.
The new Chrom?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that one, I'll give it, that one looks the least stupid. That one looks the least stupid, but kind of looks stupid. Kain looks stupid. This game overall just looks kind of stupid. Also, I heard people complain that they're calling it Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, and it looks more Persona than Fire Emblem. Or no, Persona than Shin Megami Tensei. But I haven't played any of that franchise, so I have no idea. But it looks kind of dumb. I'll just be honest, it looks kind of dumb. I still have hope for it, because I like Fire Emblem. And I'm probably going to get it, because I like Fire Emblem. But at this point in time, I still don't have high hopes for it. And then, what else did they talk about? Well, I think they had a big thing at the end about Super Mario Maker. And we finally have the date, September 11th. Which is a good day, I guess, for video games. I think it's also the same day that the new...
I'm not going to say it.
I know what I have a feeling what you're about to say. So,
why don't you build towers?
Isn't that when the new fucking Metal Gear Solid's supposed to come out?
Is it supposed to come out that day?
I heard Phantom Pain's supposed to come out that day, too.
Holy shit.
Phantom Pain. I'm finding out right now. Right now. Phantom Pain is September 1st.
Okay.
Okay, so it's off by a few weeks.
I was like, God damn it, Kojima, pick a better date.
Also, apparently in Phantom Pain, sensations are described as perceptions as an individual experiences related to a limb or organ.
I know what the word Phantom Pain is.
When I searched the game, and that's the first thing I found.
I was like, Kojima, you want to release a game about terrorism on that date? I'm pretty sure you want to change the date.
Yeah, Kojima, we know you're insane, but you're not that insane.
I mean, it could be one of the reasons why Konami had to let the guy go.
Probably.
Although, in Kojima's defense, because they did show us a new trailer for, the final trailer for, Phantom Pain at E3. And, after watching it, I was like, Jesus, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's so crazy and all over the place. And I think I told my friend, I was like, I feel that with this one, Kojima was told he's fired, and he said, and it just reminds me of what the episode from Harold and Kumar when they go to that restaurant with the black guy. He was like, "We're just gonna burn this motherfucker down." Like he's leaving, and he is going to just burn the bridge behind him. He's
remember what happened with like Metal Gear Solid 2? Well, like that one was allegedly supposed to be like the last game in the series. So he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make the end insane. And that's what happened in Metal Gear Solid 2. The ending was fucking insane.
So he's like, I'm throwing everything in here.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Like, that one was just basically like, oh, this is the last game of this particular franchise. He's like, I'm just gonna go insane, just go crazy with it. This one's like, oh, you're fired after this game. It's like, well, fuck everything.
Fuck life and fuck you.
Have you seen, what's it called? Like, have you watched, like, old Game Grumps?
Yeah.
Like, you remember when they played You Don't Know Jack? At the very end, like, John Tron kept getting his answers wrong on purpose. Where he's like, you have, like, negative $100,000. Like, if I'm not gonna be the best, I sure as hell can be the worst! That's what it reminds me of. If I can't be the best, I can be the worst. That's funny. But anyway, so yeah, he's kind of insane. He lost it. But to be fair, they showed off some cool new stuff about the Super Mario Maker. Because they got the mystery mushroom, which if you scan your amiibo, you can have people turn into that character in your level.
Oh yeah, with Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit Trainer, they showed off Link and stuff before.
Wasn't there like really thin mushrooms and it makes you like...
Yeah, it makes you smaller or thinner.
Yeah, really like oblong thin. And
yeah, basically, yeah. That game looks so fucking cool. Like, that's going to be a day one purchase for me.
He's gonna have fun with all these weird...
I am going to just, like, that game, this is the most excited I've been for, like, a video game for a long time, is Super Mario Maker. Because, like, I am definitely going to make, like a 200-part series on my channel about me making Super Mario Maker levels. Like, here I'm making this shit, enjoy. Ah. But there you go, that looks fun. But yeah, overall, I think Nintendo had a good conference.
Yeah.
A very good conference. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Also, there was I don't know if you watched the PC Gamer conference.
No.
PC Gamer had a 2.5 hour long conference.
I'm not part of the master race.
I'm not exactly either. I play games on the PC, but I'm not exactly a PC gamer. But apparently they had a 2.5 hour long conference, which for the most part is like, here's a game on the PC, here's another game on the PC. Most of it's just like random indie stuff. There is one really cool thing they announced though, that I did want to specifically make note of, is that Killer Instinct is coming to the PC. It is no longer an Xbox One exclusive. But it's only going to be a part of Windows 10. So, I'm excited for that, because I am legit really interested about playing the new Killer Instinct, but I don't want to buy an Xbox One just to play Killer Instinct. So now I can play on the computer, on the PC. So I'm happy about that, at least. Again, there was a long conference. I showed off a lot of random shit that I didn't really care about one way or another. So aside from that, that's pretty much it from the PC Gamer. It was just kind of boring. They showed off that, which is cool. Aside from that, it's pretty boring. I don't know. There's a lot of other just small announcements and random stuff throughout the day. I don't know if there's anything super exciting else that didn't specifically fit into a conference, but was talked about during E3 that you're excited about.
I think we hit all the key points. I think that was E3.
There's one thing that I'm excited about, personally, it's like a separate thing, is that, actually, back to the Final Fantasy VII real quick. It happened afterwards, after E3 ended, there was an interview with, what's his name, the guy who does all the Final Fantasy games. And he basically said in an interview, Nouma, whoever his name is. I forgot his name. Yeah, that guy.
He also does Kingdom Hearts.
He does, that guy too. Him too. But, like, I still...
guy. You're like, yeah, that guy too. It's like, it's the same guy.
That was his brother. Ted Nouma. No, but anyway, they did an interview with him after E3 was over, and they're talking about Final Fantasy VII, and he mentioned that if this does well, which, is that really a question?
Yeah.
Like, he said, if this does well, it's like, and after that point, I kind of stopped reading and went, what do you mean, if it does well? Everyone knows it's gonna do well.
It's like Nintendo announces, like, well, if the next Zelda sells...
Yeah, if Zelda Wii U sells really well, it's like, fuck, of course it's gonna fucking sell.
If the next Pokemon will sell, maybe we'll sell another one.
Yeah, we'll have to see how good Pokemon X and Y did sales-wise. I'm not very sure. But they said in an interview that if this does well, they're going to do the same thing for 5 and 6.
I want 6.
I want 5 hard.
It's like
6 is cool, but 5 is like by far my favorite Final Fantasy game.
I didn't like 5 as much as 6.
I love 5. I have not played 6 all the way through because I'm stuck.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I do remember 2 things more for Nintendo.
Oh, go ahead.
They're more like just little tidbits.
Go on.
One, I was a little disappointed. No Dragon Quest.
Oh, no Dragon Quest?
There's outside of Dragon Quest Heroes.
Heroes, yeah.
Was going to come. Mm-hmm. There was no announcement of Dragon Quest, 8 or
3DS, yeah.
Because Dragon Quest 8 just got announced to get a 3DS remake.
Yeah.
In Japan, and I was like, come on, Nintendo or Square. It's like, nope, nothing from that. I was like, well, how about Dragon Quest 7? That came out like 2 years ago for the 3DS. The remake, nothing. And I was like, can we get maybe Dragon Quest 11, for the Wii U and no, nothing. I was like, son of a bitch.
So, I was surprised no big Pokemon announcement.
Yeah, no big Pokemon.
Like, they talked about the Super Mystery Dungeon, but I think that was announced ahead of time.
And here's my next thing, and my final probably thing. Yokai Watch.
That thing, yeah. I have no idea how to feel about that. I have no idea how to feel about that. I don't even know what it is.
That potentially is the next Pokemon.
Uh-oh.
I've said it before, and I've told people, and I was like, you may not know Yokai Watch now, but keep an eye on this because 2 years from now, this may be the next big Pokemon. Yokai Watch, we're finally getting Yokai Watch. For years they've been trying to bring it over to America, the property. There's three, the third entry in Yokai Watch is about to be released in Japan, I think either late this year or early next year. Mm-hmm. We're barely getting Yokai Watch 1, but they're getting like part 3 soon.
Yeah.
It is basically a Pokemon game with ghosts.
Yeah.
Where this kid, he sees little like ghosts and demons and yokais. Do I have to explain what a yokai is?
It's basically a Japanese demon.
Yeah. And he collects them and he battles them. There is an anime.
Yeah, it looks very anime, yeah.
And the anime is #1 child's anime property in Japan for the last 2-3 years.
Really?
It's been outselling Pokemon in Japan.
Really?
And
really?
Ratings? Yes.
Really?
Fucking phenomenal.
That's insane. It looks like Pokemon fucked Shaman King.
It's level 7 being that developed.
Yeah, people make Professor Layton.
And it's huge. It is fucking.
I am honestly really surprised.
That's why.
It looks like the most generic like Pokemon ripoff in the world.
That's why they've been trying to bring that over. That's why it's been taking so long to bring over because they didn't want to just bring the game. They want to bring the game,
anime,
merch, the anime, everything.
Bring it all at the same time, yeah.
Because just like they did with Pokemon.
It's gonna be huge, yeah.
When Pokemon came over here, there was the game, the merchandise, the card game, everything. They want to do that. Because they're like, they don't want to bring the game and then 5 years from now we'll bring the anime. No, they want
they want all to come out at the same time, yeah. Because people are going to be interested. Yeah.
That's why it's been like, because I remember news about Yokai Watch potentially coming to America early last year, and nothing happened. We're like, what the fuck's taking so long? And it was them, Bandai and Namco, trying to make deals with Hasbro and I don't know, they're trying to work deals. But apparently shit got signed. It's coming. It's coming, and we may, if played, it's cards right, it's gonna be big.
I don't think it's gonna. In America, I feel like it's not gonna top Pokemon though.
We'll see. Like I said, it could be. It all depends on how.
Because the problem is in America, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those weird anime things that try to be like Pokemon but kind of fail. There's the Beyblade. There's Monsuno. And there's a bunch of weird shit like that.
Like I
feel like, because in Japan it's oh, this is a cool thing. In America, I feel like a lot of people are going to go, it's basically Pokemon with ghosts.
But here's the thing. A lot of things like Monsuno and Beyblade, they did not have a strong Nintendo presence pushing a game.
Oh, yeah.
And all this stuff. So it all depends on how
Nintendo
market it, how you push it, Mm-hmm. If you go from the company Nintendo that brought you Pokemon comes the next big thing, and they show the commercials and they air it at a prime good time for broadcasting
for kids, yeah.
And they shove it down the throats and they tell little kids this is the next big cool thing.
Pokemon,
I don't know,
I don't know.
Look at Yu-Gi.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh exploded for a while, It's people were playing the card game everywhere. It caused the resurgence for card games,
Yeah. Hell, Yu-Gi-Oh is still pretty big still.
Yeah. Because I remember.
Not as big as it was back in the day, but still pretty big.
What about Magic the Gathering? Magic the Gathering did not have a strong enough following compared to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
because when Yu-Gi-Oh was almost mainstream.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Card game,
Yeah, basically everyone, back in the day, everyone played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody you talk to is oh yeah, I played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day.
And it brought in the trading card market for a while, because then everyone afterwards tried to imitate. There's Dragon Ball Z, the trading card game.
Yeah, everything had a trading card game. Yeah.
It was Yu Yu Hakusho, the trading card game. Pokemon had a trading card game that no one played.
Okay, so to be fair, Pokemon trading game was actually really popular.
Digimon had a trading card game. It didn't really do good.
The Pokemon one's the only exception. That one's still actually played now.
Yeah, but nowhere near as close.
Yeah, well, same with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's not played nowhere near as it was back in the day, but everyone I know has played Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! To some extent. But everyone's I played Pokemon a little bit, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! a little bit.
Yu-Gi-Oh! That brought in the the trading card game kind of market here. Yeah. I don't think Beyblade ever really had that strong of a presence.
I feel like it didn't. Yeah, people knew of it, but
people weren't going to the playground and said, "Let it rip."
Yeah, let it rip.
I was like, "What? Your ass? You're gonna
let it rip. Let it rip."
No one was doing that. So while Beyblade, I don't think this. But if you market it wrong, yes, this Yokai Watch could be a Beyblade. Wow. Market it right, it could be a Pokemon.
Well, to be fair, you can literally market anything. You can market a pile of shit right. Just somebody just poops a pile of shit out of their ass and market it really well, people are going to buy it.
Put the right PR on it, people
remember in the 80s, people literally bought rocks.
Yep.
Because it was marketed well. It was marketed as here, it's a pet, it's your best friend. It's like, oh, I guess this rock is my best friend now. I love you, rock.
I'm older than you, and I have, fucking Pogs and, Tamagotchis and stuff.
Pogs are just a piece of thin cardboard with a picture on it.
And virtual pets, and I'm like, what the fuck? I have a real dog. Why the fuck do I have this?
Yeah.
Little, digital pet.
Yeah, pretty much. You could, marketing could go for anything. You can literally market anything, and it'll be amazing. But, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be popular for it's gonna have one of those things where it's gonna have its own 5 minutes of fame. It's 15 minutes of fame, or maybe for a year or two it's gonna be pretty popular, and then after a while it's gonna go whatever.
All I know is I want to play the game.
It looks interesting. I'll say that it looks interesting.
I have no care to see the anime.
Yeah, same here. The anime looks generic.
I'll play the game.
Yeah. Again, it's not gonna be oh, I gotta pre-order a fucking Yokai Watch.
And they are Americanizing it. And I know, I already know some people who are fans of the Japanese version who are upset about that.
I literally never even heard of this shit until, they announced at E3.
Yeah, where, they're doing the full Pokemon treatment, where they're giving American names and everything to the whole thing.
Ghost-Chu!
He's I think in Japan he's Amino Sakayoshi. And
the main character?
Yeah, now he's Nathan Adams.
Nathan Adams.
I'm not kidding, that's his name.
That sounds like a main character of a science educational television show.
From what I know...
I'm Nathan Adams. I'm going to teach you about science.
Only two yokais are going to keep their Japanese names, which are the two mascot-like yokai.
Oh, that weird ghosty looking one?
The ghost cat one and the weird other just generic ghost.
Generic ghost.
Was it Whisper?
I totally forgot what his name was, but
the one who sounded like a child molester? The one
oh, the fucking creepy voice, yeah.
Yeah, ooh, you know all about yokai?
I kept thinking he sounds like Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, ooh.
I'm very giddy.
That guy.
Yeah. You know what already loses me about the TV show? Why is there an ancient vending machine?
Because
there's a kid walking through the forest, and there's an ancient stone vending machine. And I'm like, wherever this has immediately lost me. You're why is there a stone vending machine? This is weird. The game looks interesting. The gameplay looks kind of fun. And heck, I'll probably get it. Not day one, but wait a few months and I'll probably get it. But it's I don't know if I'm going to be interested in it for a long-term period of time. Oh my goodness! You like me a thing. What's the chat have no idea? Oh yeah, that fucking right one. The horrifying nightmare.
It's the cat, and then there's the other thing.
Wait, I just realized it. The moon from Majora's Mask had sex with that ghost and formed that creepy mask guy from the Square Enix thing. Majora's Mask, moon, plus Whisper equals creepy face guy. Hello.
Ooh, you're right about that.
Ooh.
It's just like Pokemon, you can choose the gender of your,
Can I choose the gender of that guy?
Yeah, you can either be a guy or a girl.
You can be a girl one?
You can be a girl ghost catcher, whatever they're called.
Shaman? Is that a shaman or exorcist?
I don't know what they're called. Yokai catchers?
Yokai master!
It's probably.
I need to train to become the best yokai master in the world!
Although, here's the funny thing. Like I said, we're barely getting Yokai Watch 1.
Yeah.
And
Japan's already at 3. Yeah.
Japan is going to get 3. In Yokai Watch 3, it's going to be America.
Oh.
It's literally an American setting, and I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna do when we get it? Are we going to Japan?
Wow, look at the Golden Gate Bridge of Japan.
But it's almost insulting, like racist almost. How Japan does America.
Oh yeah.
Because like
either fat dudes or black dudes.
Like there's like a ghost blonde cheerleader.
Oh,
there's burger stands everywhere.
That sounds right.
It was like there's so many like fast food burgers and like.
Watch out! It's the ghost fries. Ah, ghost fries.
And it was like you eat at Star Burger or some shit like that. I was like, there's like.
I'm a ghost latte. Ooh.
Because Americans eat fucking burgers only.
And every American's like a fat guy with a cowboy hat.
I think there is a cowboy ghost or something.
Like I had just like a floating cowboy hat. Yeehaw! I'm gonna devour your soul, I reckon. So I don't know. The game looks interesting. The anime looks kind of garbage, to be honest.
Yeah, it's big in Japan.
That's extremely surprising. Like the fact that it's bigger than Pokemon is weird. It's super weird.
Pokemon, while it still does good business, it's gone downhill.
Well, the anime I can imagine. Like the anime being like this Yokai Watch anime being more popular than the Pokemon anime. I could see that because of Pokemon anime, nobody cares about Pokemon anime anymore. Like it's all about the game for the most part. Like the anime exists, but not a lot of people care. The cards exist still, but not a lot of people care. It's pretty much focused on the games. And like, if this game does, is the game more successful or is this the anime?
Actually, the game has been successful for a while. Like, I don't know if it's
Pokemon numbers or.
But I know the anime is.
Okay, if it's just the anime, I understand why.
But the game is a million don't
successful, yeah.
Short, you know, it's still $1 million like franchise.
Oh yeah, it's still successful. But I'm saying like the fact that the anime is more successful than the Pokemon anime, I can see that. Because to be fair, I know nobody who still watches the Pokemon anime.
It's like you made it big when this goes with Yokai Watch.
This fucking that's fucking
Toriyama.
Yeah.
Toriyama made a Yokai Watch image.
To be fair, he makes that one ghost look much less like a pedophile. And actually look like a friendly character. He looks more likable now. He looks way more likable now. Everybody in Toriyama shows have really wide open mouths. It's like, I'm going to eat the screen. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of other just random things that I talked about during E3. I think they showed off Dark Souls 3. That was shown off during E3. I've never played a single game in the Dark Souls franchise, so I don't really care. One thing is there's a game that was not expecting to get localized in America, but they announced to get localized in America. It is Senran Kagura Estival Versus.
Oh, the Ninja Girl one?
Yeah, the one that's too hot for Twitch.
The one that I have on my 3DS?
No, that's a sequel, though. It's for the PS4. Yeah. It's a PS4 game.
But I do have, like, the first one on my 3DS.
Yeah, that one definitely came out to America a while back. But this is the most recent one. It came out in March in Japan. And apparently during the month it came out, it got banned from Twitch. Because they called it an erotic visual novel. Which it's not in any way, shape, or form. And eventually they lifted the ban eventually, but they posted a note that if you're going to play this game, you cannot focus on the sexual content. Whatever the fuck that means.
Dude, I was like, gotcha.
It's like, don't talk about tits. Okay. We're gonna beat up these girls. Damn it! Banned. No, but it's getting ported to America during the winter, so it's basically like a Muso game, but you're beating the clothes off of like hordes of women, which is weird, but it looks fun. Like it's bad because I have a female friend who wants to play this game, so it's not like, oh, I'm a weird dude and I'm ogling boobs. Like I know girls who want to play this game, so it's not just like, oh, sexism. The funny thing is, there was like a really detailed interviewer with the guy who's behind those games. like this, like several page long interview about boob physics. It's kind of funny. I should link it to you at some point. But he mentions that the hardest boobs to animate are small boobs.
Oh yeah, I read that.
You can see that? Okay. We're talking about because the engine of the game is made specifically for huge boobs. So smaller boobs, you have to remake the entire girls to like work properly. And it's like, okay, that's kind of funny. Like the fact that they're having this really detailed, like intelligent conversation about jiggle physics and boobs and video games, like, okay, I can get behind this. There's like a few cool things they show up, like just a few trailers for stuff that are coming out. Nothing like, again, we talked about some of the really big things already, but I think that's about it. Just overall, I think, what do you think of this year's E3 compared to like other E3s?
Like I said, it was a little bit more tamer, a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I felt like there's not a whole lot of like, oh yeah, kind of moments. Like it seems like every year is like a really big ugh kind of thing.
Two biggest surprises out of
Shenmue 3,
and Earthbound Origins.
Which technically Earthbound wasn't even a part of E3. That was like pre E3.
Yeah,
pre-E3.
I count it because it's from that week.
Mm-hmm. Everything in E3 week is E3 week.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, everything that's announced in the next week is like E3.
Because all they would have announced it earlier if it wasn't gonna be,
the World Championships. Yeah. So like, yeah, generally I kind of feel like it's a very weird E3. Like the weeks up to E3, I'm like, oh yeah, E3, there's gonna be some big announcements. There's a big announcement. It's gonna be so exciting. And during E3, it's like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's a cool thing. Like that's a lot of the things I found going is like, that's cool. Like when I saw Shenmue 3, I'm like, that's awesome. Like Kingdom Hearts 3, that's awesome. Fucking, like, there's a few other things where it's like, oh, that's really cool. But that's pretty much all it was. Like, usually every year is like a one, like, oh yeah, that's happening kind of thing. But it's like, this year there wasn't really.
And now, video game convention season is over. Up next, anime season with the Anime Expo.
I gotta finish up my costumes. Which is gonna be fun.
Yeah, like I said, I decided I'm not gonna go.
Ah, no!
Because I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay that fucking much.
You should have bought during Black Friday.
I was still on the fence if I was gonna go then.
That's why I always feel like just buy it during Black Friday, even if you don't, because they even say if you don't decide not to go, like I think after a few months you can't like just completely get a refund, but you can postpone it to another year. Like, if you decide something happens, you can't go that year, you can actually get postponed to the next year.
Well, I think what I was thinking of doing was the whole, like, last year, you could have, like, got into the exhibit hall for free in the last 2 hours.
Yeah, the day 4, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll try that, because all I really wanted to do is go down to the exhibit hall,
yeah.
Buy some stuff. They're not doing that this year.
They're not?
No.
Oh, I really?
Yep.
I didn't hear anything about it, but either they announced it closer to, like way closer to you.
I went to the website, and I was like, we're not offering any exhibit hall free passes this year.
Oh, that's lame.
And I was like, well, I don't need to do that anymore. That was the final nail in the coffin. And then it's like, if you want to purchase, like, a ticket for one day at, like, there at the con, it's like $75.
Yeah, $75, yeah.
Cash only.
Cash only, final destination.
Like, it actually says cash only.
Bring your money. Bring a suitcase full of money.
Here. Like, what am I, fucking Seto Kaiba? I'm gonna be with my suitcase. Who's like, shut up, I have money.
There you go. We can still do Kamikaze, though.
Yeah. Because Kamikaze was that's why I told you when I did Kamikaze, I was like, oh my god, I never had a more smoother con
experience, yeah.
Than Kamikaze. Like, I just walk up there, like, one ticket for Kamikaze, it's like $20. And it was like,
okay, cool, yeah. We should do all 3 days this year.
Yeah, it was like, I almost like you, I think, honestly, if I knew where to have gone, because I think I waited just for you to get to your path, but if I had known that it was like, just go forward and grab the ticket, I would have been inside the thing before you, Tor.
Well, by the time I was in there, you pretty much had yours bought already.
Yeah, but because I was waiting for you because I didn't know where to go, and it was like, oh, it was just over there. Because it's like, there was no one in line. Like,
yeah, it's like no line, yeah.
Everyone else was like reserving their tickets that like you had to go scan their little barcode.
Yeah, that line was pretty short too, so.
Yeah, it was too.
Yeah. I think right now if you buy a 3-day, it's like $50. Which, it's like $25 a day, so that's pretty good.
But, yeah, so up next is anime, the convention news with the Anime Expo, and then it'll be comic book news with Comic-Con.
Yeah, Comic-Con, there you go. But since we're done talking about E3, I think that's going to be it for this episode of the ElementCast.
Yep.
So until next time, this is ElementXII signing off, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Bump.